Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm building some base game only Spanish style bungalows in the world of Oasis Springs. The only pack I use is the for rent pack, but it's literally because I upload these as residential rentals. If you don't want that, it's easy to turn off. You can also delete one of the two bungalows and live in a tiny home because each of these is 32 tiles. There's plenty of room for expansion, and there will be plenty of simoleons left over if you want to upgrade any of the appliances, make changes to the space, or basically just change out all the furniture in general to something of more, I guess, like higher quality or more expensive. They're both well under the cost of starter budgets. When you move in, your Sims have anywhere between 6 to 7,000 simoleons to spare depending on which one you move into. So you're not really strapped for cash in these. But for these builds, I wanted them to kind of match their environment. So I used the stucco wallpapers, I used the terracotta roof tiles, I also used the mission style furniture, but only in this first one. Since I am building with the base game, I wanted to use furniture that I didn't use in my last base game only build, which was the shotgun houses in Willow Creek. So I went with the mission style furniture in here. I also had to try and find decorations that I hadn't used yet. This is now my third time building with the base game. Technically, this was my second, but it's just there's just not a lot of decorations, and I wanted to try to find ones that I hadn't used already. And I have started to notice because I've done like 4 base game plus a pack build now, and it's becoming increasingly common to use the same decorations. So for this one, it was wall decorations in particular that I wanted to try to find something different to use. And you'll see that here in a little bit, but right now I'm trying to figure out what kind of cabinets I want to use for the space. Originally, I had brought the outside wallpaper in because I wanted these, just like the shotgun houses, to have like a main color. And at first I thought it was going to be this pink color, but you'll see here in a second, I pull out the mission style table with the chairs, and I liked how it looked, but this is also me being dumb at the same time because I was like, oh, this chair is blocking the fridge. Gotta move the fridge so they can access it. And then I put the counter there, and I was like, oh, they can't cook there because I put the sink in between the stove and the fridge. So I kind of messed around with that for a little bit, and then here I am pulling out the pink color because I use these modern cabinets, which I get rid of those because I didn't like those either. But here's me trying to figure out if I want to use white to match the white countertops, and then there's the pink counter with the pink walls. And in the end, I go back to the original counters that I had already picked out. I believe I used them in the exact same swatch I already had them in. And what I do here is I just change the wall color. I pick a brown. I believe, yeah, this brown, like stucco. And then this is where I pick my accent color. I pick the yellow instead of the pink. The outside will remain pink, but I use yellow on the inside because it just looked better. The brown looked more natural, and it looked like it matched the wood tones that I had going on already. So it looked way better than the bright white with the light pink. And then here I am just finding a rug to use, and since there was only one available counter, I didn't get to put a lot of kitchen clutter, which is why I was so adamant on finding different pieces of wall art to use on the wall. I just go with this simple tan rug, and then I get out some aprons. I think in this one I put a fork and a knife, not the, but the fork and spoon thing up on the above the cabinet. I'm not 100% sure. I know I use it somewhere. But over here is where I get out the bird plates to throw up on the wall. Yeah, and here I am. There's the bird plates. I throw those up on the wall. And then I also throw up some posters on the wall as well. Yeah, I get out the fork and the spoon. I just wanted something different because I had already used all the basic like kitchen clutter, and I was like, here, I'll just throw this up on the wall because I don't really use that all that often. And this was also about trying to use stuff that I don't normally use. But here I am decorating the small, tiny bedroom space. There's just a lamp and some book clutter. And then I throw some posters up on the wall by the bed because I figured this is probably a sim who just moved out of their parents' house. And they're still kind of young. Like they just aged up from a teenager. So they still have some of their childhood posters. And they brought those with them to their new house. And then I hang up some of these curtains because they fit the vibes that I was going for. And then basically I just set up a little living space because I realized that I didn't really have one and I didn't want to not include one because then this house is literally just no good to keep your sim entertained. It's literally just good to go to the bathroom, eat, and sleep. So right here by the front door, I will be getting out a chair that matches the dining chairs in the yellow swatch. And then I will be getting out, I believe, another one of the side tables that I used by the bed. I'll be getting out another one of those and putting a small TV on it, along with a couple plants. And the space just comes out to look really cozy. It's also functional. Everything works. I had Sims move in here and they were able to use and navigate everything, no problem. So there's no routing issues or anything. But here I am sticking the plants, and then by the TV, I'm going to be hanging a rug. A rug? I'm going to be hanging a robe on the wall. And then I'm going to be putting up a standing mirror that goes with this furniture set as well. And then in the neighboring house, that's where I decide to use a different style of furniture. We're going to be skipping ahead a little bit because it's basically just me copying over this entire house next door, deleting all the furniture, but adding the same kitchen furniture and the same bathroom fixtures. But this is where I decide to use the Cosmolux furniture style, and I also make the house entirely green. The inside is green, the outside is green, bed is green, curtains are green, and the only similar furniture choices that I use are the bathroom fixtures, the kitchen, and the dining table. I wanted these to seem like some of the furniture already came with the house, but you were still able to like bring your own touch to the space, like with the bed and stuff. And then I also choose some interesting pieces of art to put on the wall in here. We're going to see in a second between the two windows by the bed, I'm going to be pulling out the tragic clown painting. I don't put that in a lot of builds because it just doesn't seem like it's fitting for a lot of builds. But I put that here in this house, so if your sim ever gets sad, they can just view the art and the clown will come and be sad with them and they can be sad besties together. But here you can see I really lean into the green theme. I put the green plumb bob light. There's a green robot head. I even hang a plumb bob picture in the bathroom as well. So maybe this sim is very feels like they're being watched and they just know that there's a higher being. And they're a fan of it though. They're not scared of it. They just know that somebody's controlling them. I also thought that maybe the sim was an aspiring mixologist, which is why I added the neon bar lights in the dining space. And then honestly, with the money that you have left, you could add a bar to the shared space, or if you wanted to, you could just make the house a little bit bigger and add a bar in here as well. That wasn't something I really thought about because I wanted to keep the tile count down to 32. I didn't want to make it any bigger. I technically could have because unfortunately with residential rentals, you can't also have the tiny home lot trait, which I think would be kind of cool to have tiny home residential rentals, but I feel like that would just be too much for the Sims to handle. The game's already shaky and buggy enough as it is. But here I am just doing the final touches in here, and then we're pretty much done with the houses. I don't mess with them anymore, and we're going to be moving to the outside. And out here is the shared space. There's a pool, some garden planters, a chess table, and a grill with a picnic table. And I have found another bug for some reason. I cannot see the change of the pool water unless I leave the lot and reload back in. It'll tell me that I'm paying for the water change, but then it just doesn't appear. Or if I have a curved pool, it'll change the curved section, but it won't change the rest of the pool. So I have to leave the lot and then load back into the lot and it changes, but if I don't like how it looks, then I have to do the same process all over again. It's becoming like more frequent, and it's becoming even more annoying the more frequently it happens. And honestly, I don't know when this bug started. I think it might have been with like not this recent patch, but the last patch that came out. I think that's when it started happening. So I don't know if this is happening in other people's games or if it's just mine, but that's another bug this game needs to fix. Um, but as you can see here, I'm adding 2 trash cans. You really only need one, but I figured both houses could have their own trash can. There's the planters, and here I am putting in the pool, and we're going to skip ahead because I had to exit out of the lot 3 times because I changed the water type 3 different times. But I decided to go with this mossy green film in the water. Not really a pleasant thing to swim in, but maybe your Sims over time can like clean up the space. Maybe if you want to, you could add like 2 more of the bungalows in the back to make it a 4 uh home residential lot. But I'm just basically doing some desert landscaping, and I think that I've gotten better at landscaping. This isn't what I would use to say that this is like some of my best work, but I used to only just like slap like a single tree in the yard and then I would line the entire house with bushes. Now I actually take my time to kind of make it look good, but now I kind of need to work on my desert landscaping, which is getting better. It's not perfect, but for the overgrown, scarce vibe scarce plant vibe that I was going for this law in particular, I think I accomplished what I wanted. Um, but we've basically reached the end of the video. I'm just going to be placing some last few of these tall grass plants and then some succulents and some lights on the ground, and this build is basically done. It is up on my gallery right now if you would like to download it. Just look up my name, LissaMarie23. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!